Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be making a spring vignette, and there are 4 projects that we're going to do for this vignette. So we're going to start with these pieces that I had already created probably around Christmas time. I started on a project and I just never finished it. So I am going to continue working on this project, and I'm going to be making candlesticks. So all that these are wood rounds from the craft store, and then the posts, if you will, I grabbed them from the thrift store. I think that they're like legs for tables or something like that. You could probably get at the hardware store, maybe even the craft store. So like I said, I'm going to be making candlesticks, and the base already has been secured. I'm just putting the top rounds on, and to do that I am using Type Bond wood glue, the quick and thick, as well as just a little bit of hot glue for that immediate hold. And then once I let it sit for a little bit, I am going to stain them and let them dry for a couple hours before I move on to the next step. And I really wanted that darker background because I'm going to be doing some dry brushing onto these candlesticks. And because it is springtime, I'm going for some light colors. I'm going for a nice light blue. I absolutely love this blue color. And then I'm also going to be dry brushing some white paint on it as well. So I'm not going for full coverage. Like I said, it is a dry brush. So you can add as much paint to this as you like and for what you're going for. I really wanted some of the dark stain to show through, so I am definitely going with the lighter coverage. Now, once these are dry brushed and painted to your desire, these are really done. I did not end up sealing these. These are going to be low touch items. Again, they're part of a vignette. They'll be on a bookshelf or somewhere where I will not really be touching them, so I did not seal them. If you want to, you could definitely use wax or some other type of clear coat. But these are done. I hope you enjoy them for the first part of our vignette. For our second project, we're going to make really cute flower pots to go on top of our candlesticks. So these are terracotta pots. I grabbed them from the thrift store. I know the Dollar Tree has them and the craft stores have them as well. When I grabbed these from the thrift store, they had some spray paint on them, and so a while ago I added or I painted over them using white chalk paint with, I believe, a little bit of baking soda for some texture, and I never finished that project as well. So we're going to continue on with what I had started at some point. So the white chalk paint was fine for the base. I really wanted to incorporate the blue from the first project into this one, so I am painting the rim of the terracotta pots with that same blue. And then to add just a little something extra to these flower pots, I'm going to add words to each of them. So I'm going to spell out grow and bloom, and I'm going to be using the letterpress stamp set from IOD. I really like these. They have different fonts and they're all relatively small. So I stamped on the flower pots 2 different ways. The first way that I'm showing here, I think was a little bit more difficult. So I laid the word out how I wanted, and then I am using the thin mount to help with the entire word to apply it to the flower pot. Well, when I did this, it applied fine. However, when I lifted the thin mount up, because it's a rounded surface, the wording kind of curved upward, as you will be able to see. You can see here in the screen how like the G and the W kind of go upward. If that is what you like, then this step works perfect. So the second way that I did it, and I preferred this way, is I did each letter individually. I still used the thin mount to apply the letters, but I did them individually so I could have them straight across. And I think it looked just a little better, in my opinion, it going this way versus the first way that I did it. So personal preference, I just wanted to share both ways that I did this with you. I think these are such a cute addition to the candlesticks, and they can really be used all year round and just change out the faux greenery that you put into them. For this project, we're going to be making some small wooden carrots. I'm going to be putting these inside the terracotta pots for the vignette, but these would also look really cute in a dough bowl or any other bowl that you have if you're creating your own vignette. So these are clothespins. I've had these for a really long time. I actually wanted to do this last springtime for a video and I never got around to it, so I'm doing it this year, and I love how these turn out. They're so cute and they're very easy. They're a little time consuming, but if you have a show or a podcast or something, turn it on and you will make so many cute little carrots. So as you can see, I am just separating the clothespins by pulling apart one side to remove the metal piece. Once I have, as many as I am going to be wanting to make, then I'm going to start painting. So I am using orange chalk paint. This is the Waverly brand from Walmart. This is the only orange that I have, and it actually worked really well for this carrot color. And I'm going to be painting all sides of these clothespins. We will be putting them together, but there will be a slight gap, so I wanted to make sure that it was completely orange. So once they are painted and dry, I am using this greenery that I actually also grabbed from Walmart a year or two ago, and I'm just going to pull apart the individual leaves and then glue one stem or one piece onto one side of the clothespin, and then I'm going to glue the other clothespin on top of it and kind of sandwich that greenery together. And again, the clothespin is going to be opposite from what the normal clothespin looks like, so you can see it's fatter on one side and gets skinnier at the bottom. And we're just going to go through and make all of these carrots, and once they're all glued and dry, we will move on to the next step. Now, to hide the unsightly part of the greenery that is sandwiched between the two clothespins, and even the very top where I didn't quite get all of the chalk paint, I'm going to be wrapping twine around until it is completely covered. I'll start, to where the bottom of the greenery, was, all the way up to the top, and wrap just a little bit around the top part of the greenery to make it all look cohesive. And I do that for all of them. And then these carrots are done. Now, there's a couple extra things that you could do that I thought about. You could definitely dry brush some, brown paint on it to add a little extra dimension, even some brown wax to seal them in if you want. You could even distress them a little bit as well. I did not do that for these, but that would definitely be an option to take your carrots to the next level if you want. I saved my favorite project for last. So this wood plank, I actually cut it in half. I grabbed it from the craft store a while ago. I've used these on Christmas projects in the past, and I had this last one left over. So again, I cut it in half. We're going to be using the lock and key mold. I was looking at this and I was like, these would actually make really cute carrots. So we have longer carrots and smaller carrots based on the lock and keys. So I thought that that would really complement the carrots we just made, but also adding in the rustic wood to go with the candlesticks as well. So to make the molds, I'm going to be using the amazing casting resin. You could definitely use clay if you want. I just really like using this casting resin. It's very quick and I could knock all of them out super fast. So for the casting resin, if you haven't used resin before, it is equal parts of A and B. You're going to give it a really good mix, but a quick mix because it will start to set up. So once it is mixed together, then you're just going to pour it into your molds and let it sit for about 10 minutes. You will see the reaction happening. It will start to turn white. It's actually really cool if you haven't worked with these before. But again, it takes about 10 minutes, and if you want to take them out a little bit before the 10 minutes, they're more pliable. So if you're working with an item that maybe has a slightly rounded, surface, you can take it out a little bit before that time and, apply it to your item. So I don't know if I waited 10 minutes or not. These were a little harder to take out. I think probably because I didn't wait the 10 minutes. You can see that they are more pliable than if you do wait for them to fully harden, but they'll pop right out. Nothing happened to them. They're really strong. So I separated the ones that I wanted onto one plank and the rest on the other, and I did them vertical and horizontal. I thought it also added a little bit of interest as well. And I'm cutting the tops off of the lock and key molds so that it is flush and the greenery that I'll be using will sit flush against the molds. I thought it would just make it look a little bit more realistic, if you will, for a carrot. And again, I'm going to be painting them the same orange color that I did in the last project, and these did take a little while as well. These molds are very, very intricate, so it took a little bit of time and patience to make sure I got into all of the detail, all the nooks and crannies. I'm definitely using a smaller brush so that I can get into all of those details, and I am just painting the top and the sides since the back will be glued down. Once they are fully painted and dried, then we will move on to the next step. So as I had mentioned, these do have a lot of detail and I really wanted to bring some of that out. So I'm doing a dry brush of just black acrylic paint to bring out some of that detail. And then I decided that I wanted to also add a little bit of lightness to it, and to do that I am going to be using white wax. So the white wax will seal it in as well as bring out all of that detail on these molds. Now these are ready to be added to the wood planks. I will be using the Titebond Quick and Thick, as well as just a couple beads of hot glue onto each of them. Again, for the long-term hold with the Titebond, and then the immediate hold with the hot glue. And I am pushing down a little bit harder on these. With hot glue, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but for me, if I don't push down kind of hard on the hot glue, then it kind of raises that item off of the surface. And so I really just wanted to make sure that it was flush against the wood plank, because there is a lot of ridges and basically it's not a flat surface, so I really wanted to make sure that all of the glue was going to be getting into the wood plank for that secure hold. So I am doing plank by plank, and the carrots have now all been applied, and then I'm going to be using the same greenery that I used for the other carrots for these, again tying in so that we're creating this vignette. So I'm applying each little piece to the top of the lock and key molds. These are so cute. Again, I saved my favorite for last. I was not sure how these were going to turn out, and I'm obsessed with these. I love them so much. I kind of wanted to make more, but I don't really have a lot of space to put them. So I'm going to keep these and put them on my shelf. And to finish these up, I just made little finger bows, well, my version of a finger bow, because I cannot actually make them. So I just did a little video here of how I ended up making these little bows. It was just a lot easier to do it that way. So I'm just adding those as that little extra touch, and then these are done. Again, these are my favorite. So I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. Let me know your favorite in the comments. Have you guys started to decorate for spring? Let me know. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.